We're not making regular Rice Krispies today. Nope, we're making maple bacon Rice Krispies. As they say, don't knock it till you try it. If you like all three flavors already, maple bacon and Rice Krispies, then it's worth trying all three together at least once. To get started, we need 11 pieces of fully cooked bacon. How you go about cooking your bacon is entirely up to you. You can of course use a foil-lined baking sheet and cook it in the oven, or do what I'm doing and just cook it in the pan. I cut mine up into 1 to 2 inch pieces to make it easier to cook everything all at once. But like I said, how you go about cooking it is entirely up to you. Once your bacon is fully cooked, looking nice and crispy, we're going to spread out our fully cooked bacon onto some paper towels to absorb the grease. We're going to let this cool for a few minutes before we continue on to the next step. We're also going to set aside 1 to 2 tablespoons worth. We'll use this later to sprinkle on top of the final product. Once the bacon has had a chance to fully cool down, we're going to chop it up into smaller pieces. The size is more of a personal preference. I prefer a mix between medium and small pieces. With that off to the side, grab your 9 by 13 inch baking dish. Spray it with nonstick cooking spray. This is mostly to act as a glue for our parchment paper. And our parchment paper is really only needed for easy removal once our Rice Krispies have fully set. 1 more light spray and now we're ready to make our Rice Krispies. To a pot on the stove, we need 6 tablespoons of salted butter and 1 10-ounce bag of marshmallows. We're going to melt these 2 ingredients together over medium heat until both are fully melted. This looks good. Next, we need half a tablespoon of maple extract. Give that a good mix. And then 5 cups of Rice Krispies, followed by all of the bacon that we just roughly chopped. Turn off the heat, give it a good mix until everything looks fully dispersed. Take your Rice Krispies mixture and dump all of that into our prepared baking dish. Evenly spread everything out, making sure to pack it down as much as you can. The only thing left to do is to let this completely cool down before we start on our frosting. You can stick it in the fridge to help speed up this process, but I prefer to leave it on the countertop loosely covered. To make the frosting, we're going to need 4 tablespoons of salted softened butter, 1 teaspoon of maple extract, 3 teaspoons of milk, and 1 cup of powdered sugar. We're going to beat these ingredients together until it looks nice and smooth. Be sure to scrape the sides. We don't want any large unmixed butter chunkies in our frosting. At this point, you need to decide if you want to keep your frosting its natural color, which is white and looks nothing like what you'd expect a maple tasting frosting to look like. You can of course add in a few drops of food coloring if the original color throws you off like it did to me. I used my favorite go-to brand of gel food coloring, which is AmeriColor. I'll put a link down below if you're interested. All that's left is to evenly spread out your frosting onto the completely cooled Rice Krispies. If it's not completely cooled, the frosting will melt and you'll have a really gross mess on your hands. Please let them cool completely. Do you remember that bit of bacon we reserved for later use? Give it a rough chop and sprinkle it onto the frosting. Lastly, if you want nice clean cuts, I would suggest popping your dish into the fridge for 15 minutes. This helps firm up the frosting so that when you go to make your slices, every slice comes out clean. This is not necessary, just a suggestion. After 15 minutes or so, the frosting should be nice and firm. Using the parchment paper, take everything out of the dish and start slicing. Cut your Rice Krispies in half, then cut each half in half again. You should have 4 pieces. Turn and repeat the same process until you have 16 pieces. Let me know what you think. Do you prefer the white original frosting or the more maple looking frosting? Here's an ingredients list. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. If you hated this video, go ahead and burn me down below in the comments section and subscribe anyway. Until next time, I'll see you all in the next video.